What's up guys, my name is Mark. Welcome to my channel where I talk about, you guessed it, NBA basketball. In today's video, I want to go over what I think are the top 10 NBA free agents that could potentially alter the NBA landscape next summer. Now, just to be clear, this is not a top 10 list of everyone who's going to become a free agent next summer, because I think for some players, it's obvious that they'll stay. For example, Kevin Durant is not on this list, even though he's obviously a top 10 free agent next summer. Could KD potentially leave Golden State? Sure, but I'd be very surprised. Kyrie Irving for me is in the same boat. Could he possibly leave? Sure, but I would be very surprised too. Kristaps Porzingis is also not on this list because he's a restricted free agent, and I think New York will do whatever they can to match whatever contract he gets anyways. Those I think are really the three only honorable mentions that I want to make. All right, now before we get into the video, I do want to give a massive shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. You guys know what the deal is, okay? You guys all know what SeatGeek is. It is the place to go to buy tickets, not just for sporting events, but also for concerts, for stand-up shows, whatever you want to go see. It collects a bunch of ticket information from different websites. It can compare prices, so you can save yourself the trouble of looking into different websites and be like, oh, which deal is the best? SeatGeek will tell you which deal is the best. In many cases, you can even preview what your seat will look like, so you can have an image of what the court or the stage looks like from the seat that you're gonna buy, so you know exactly what you're getting into. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to click the link down below, get the SeatGeek app onto your phone. You can use my promo code MDJ for $20 off of your first purchase. Now, let's get into number 10, Terry Rozier. Due to Kyrie Irving being injured, Rozier really had a chance to shine in last year's playoffs, playing 36 minutes per game, averaging 16, 5, and 5, missing a good amount of shots, but also hitting some really big shots at crucial moments. Rozier will be 25 years old next summer, and he makes for a very interesting addition to teams looking for guard depth. If he performs well this next season and receives offers of around $10 to $12 million per year, Boston will have a very, very tough time trying to match that deal, especially if they prioritize keeping Kyrie and Horford, as well as making room for Jaylen Brown in 2020. Number 9, DeAndre Jordan. This summer, DeAndre Jordan signed a one-year deal with the Dallas Mavericks. If things go well in Dallas, DeAndre could very well stay in Dallas. But even if he does, there will be a lot of negotiation going on with regards to how much money and how many years he gets in his deal, since he'll be 31 years old by the time next free agency hits. Much of this also depends on what DeAndre wants to do. Many players in their early to mid-30s go into free agency looking for their last 4-year long-term contract. Some are more open to taking one-year deals and betting on themselves. Now, assuming he doesn't fall off a cliff, DeAndre could still make a big impact for a team needing a center. Number 8, Tobias Harris. Harris was the main piece the Clippers got back when they traded away Blake Griffin. He's a prototypical stretch 4 that can score in a variety of ways. I've been particularly impressed with how far Harris's jump shot has come. When he first came into the league, Harris couldn't shoot threes at all. He could barely shoot from mid-range. And then this past season, he shot above 40% from 3 while taking 5 3-pointers a game. In 30 games with the Clippers, Tobias Harris put up 19 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, with pretty good shooting splits across the board. He'll be 26 years old next summer, and if he does well this next season, there could be a team or two out there willing to throw something close to a max contract at him. And Tobias is an unrestricted free agent, so the Clippers do have to put in a lot of work to convincing him to stay, perhaps offering him an extra year on the contract he's looking for. Number 7, Myles Turner. Myles Turner, I think, is the most interesting case heading into next summer. He had a great sophomore year in 2017, but this past season in 2018, he wasn't quite as good, or at least he didn't keep improving like many people expected him to. He's got a very big year coming up, with the Pacers adding new players and fans now placing expectations on him and the team to perform well. The Pacers will have plenty of cap space next summer, but they will have to think about how much they're willing to commit to him. After all, Domantas Sabonis did prove to be a more than suitable replacement at center when Turner went out with an injury last season. I could see Turner being offered anywhere from $12 million per year to even $20 million per year, depending on how well he does. And I can also see the Pacers either matching or declining to match the offer he gets from other teams, depending on what the contract looks like. There's also a chance that Myles Turner takes the qualifying offer of $4 million and just becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2020. At which point, that might be even more interesting, given the fact that he's completely free to sign with whatever team he chooses. Number 6, Kemba Walker. If I had to guess, I would say that Charlotte will offer Kemba the 5-year max deal, and Kemba will probably accept it, but Charlotte isn't in a great situation, and if they don't make the playoffs this next season, which is a total possibility, and if Kemba is looking for a team that offers him a better chance at winning, he could very well leave. Perhaps he would want to go to Milwaukee and play alongside Giannis. How deadly would that combo be? That would be something I would love to see. He could also go to the LA Clippers, who could definitely use some star power in their backcourts. Maybe the San Antonio Spurs, who also have openings at the point guard position. Number 5, Al Horford. By the time 2019 rolls around, Al Horford will be 33 years old. Although his importance to the Celtics can hardly be understated, his age makes it very difficult to offer him a large amount of money for more than 2 or 3 years. Like mentioned in the Rozier segment, the Celtics need to plan out their future, as they'll likely give big contracts to Jaylen Brown in 2020 and then Jason Tatum in 2021. So ideally for them, they would re-sign Al Horford to a short-term deal. But then again, that may not be what Horford is looking for. And if there's another team out there very desperate to get a playmaking center like Horford, they could toss a lot of money at Horford and the Celtics might not be able to match. Number 4, DeMarcus Cousins. I talked about DeMarcus Cousins' upcoming season and free agency more extensively in my Warriors season preview, but the shorter version is that the Warriors can't offer Cousins more than $6 million per year next summer, which means if Cousins recovers reasonably well from his Achilles injury and returns to All-Star or even close to All-Star level production, there's almost no question that he'll end up somewhere else. Where will he end up? It's really hard to say. I've been driving the Boogie to Washington bandwagon since about 2 years ago, and I still think there's a chance that happens if the Wizards aren't happy with Dwight Howard. Outside of that, if DeAndre Jordan leaves Dallas next summer, DeMarcus Cousins could be Dallas's new center going forward. Number 3, Klay Thompson. Let's get a couple things straight. Klay Thompson deserves a max deal. He'll be 29 years old next summer, but his game also shouldn't decline between the ages of 29 and 33 based on his playstyle. Will he get a max deal? I think he will. There will be teams out there looking to make a big move and teams willing to throw max deals at him. Now, Klay has never shown any indication of being unhappy in Golden State, and he's made some comments about wanting to stay there, but the Warriors won't have a lot of cap space to work with. In fact, they have barely any at all if you assume KD is re-signing. If I had to guess, I would say the Warriors trade away the $17 million left in Andre Iguodala's contract next summer to make room for Klay Thompson. If Golden State can't work out the math, Klay could end up almost anywhere because any team could use a player like him. Number 2, Jimmy Butler. This video is being made right as reports are coming out of Jimmy Butler being very unhappy and wanting out of Minnesota. While it will matter where he gets traded to, it doesn't change the fact that he's an unrestricted free agent in 2019 and free to go wherever he wants. Wojnarowski first reported that Butler is interested in joining the Clippers, Knicks, or Nets. And based on these selections, it seems unlikely that Butler would want to join the Lakers and play with LeBron, despite all the hype around that possibility. A team like Atlanta or Orlando is probably too early in their rebuilding process, but in addition to the Clippers, Knicks, Nets, and Heat, a team like Indiana could also be pretty interesting. Number 1, Kawhi Leonard. This is a very tough segment to do because Kawhi is such a mystery as a player. We still aren't completely clear as to what went wrong in San Antonio, and most of us barely hear him speak about anything, so it's hard to even know what he really cares about. When the Spurs were looking to trade him, it was reported that Lakerland was his preferred destination. It seems like Kawhi has less of a need to be the quote-unquote alpha than Jimmy Butler does, so joining LeBron in LA seems like a possibility. We could also see him join the Knicks if playing in big cities is something he's into. Or, what at this point I actually think is most likely, he'll just stay in Toronto. A lot rests on how the season goes, obviously, but if Toronto can show that they're committed to building around him and that Kawhi can build a strong personal brand as Canada's star basketball player, Kawhi could ink the Supermax 5-year deal. Alright, that's my list of 10 NBA free agents that I think could potentially alter the NBA landscape next summer. Now, I'd love to know where you think each of these players will end up in next year's free agency, so drop them down in the comments below. I'm sure there'll be a lot of debate, but I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. If this is your first time here watching one of my videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and you can check out some of the other stuff I've made in the past. That's all I got for you guys today. Go out there and do something that makes you happy. Peace.